I'm TimeWillTellAll and you're watching my Let's Play guide for Minecraft SkyFactory 3. Welcome back. On the last episode, we automated the hammering and sieving of all of our resources in the fastest possible way. To do this, we also enchanted some of our meshes and our chicken hammers. We also then crafted the chunks we got from the sieving and sent everything else back into our system. I've changed since the last episode the crafter into a drawer controller with compacting drawers, and then also we were sending it into our smeltery, but this cannot handle that amount of metals, and in between I did try to extract in a faster pace into tanks and then into blocks, and the amount of work required doesn't really justify it, and also it actually corrupted my save because I was moving so much liquid about, it seemed to not be able to handle it. So this is a safer way of doing it. It works just as quickly. Just need to make a single alloy smelter for each ore and then link the compacting drawer into it so you can see it's working what it needs to do. I've been making some steel using the coal powder, which is just coal in the sag mill and iron, because we're going to need steel for today, but we're also going to make our steel chicken, which is probably already ready. We had our enchanter, which means that's how we got our enchantments, but that requires experience. So this episode we're going to upgrade our mob farms to give us experience and also new mobs. So I've replaced a lot of the wood with dark glass, and the dark glass just means we can see through it but they can't see us. And it costs thickened glass and ink sacks or black dye, and we've had a squid farm for ages, so we've got loads of ink sacks. Thickened glass is just sand and glass together and then cooked up. So last episode we enchanted our sieve mesh. This episode we're going to capture a cow in a jar, so let me just grab some glass because I know I need some glass here. To do the cow in a jar, you need to drop an anvil on a cow's head while it's standing above a milk jar. So the milk jar is just a plank, a bucket of milk and glass. We've got our cow that was over there. I've destroyed the pen that we've been using and I've made a little area for us to do this. It doesn't use up the anvil, so you can just use one you've already got if you have. If not, just crafting one with iron will be enough. So you stick the jar underneath. You stick the cow on top of the jar, then you grab your anvil and you right click above the cow. You'll need a block there, and it will drop the anvil on the cow and transform it into a mini cow and put it into a jar. Something to be aware of here is that you can't automatically bring the milk out of the jar using transfer nodes. You actually have to milk the jar, so you need a mechanical user facing it with a bucket. But if you look at one of my other videos, I've actually automated that to the point that it can feed a slime generator, because it will create slime for us and then feed the generator. So if you wanted that power source, this is the easiest way to do it. So we can tick off the cow in the jar. So we're making sure we're doing the achievements. And then the next ones are about farming, which we've done some of them already. The rest are getting into mystical agriculture and Inferium, which we'll be doing next episode. This episode is just getting our mob farm to the point where we can generate even more resources, get lots of experience from it, finish off our enchanting and have everything ready for the future. We're also going to be progressing again with chickens. As every episode we try and do a few chickens. So here I've actually already got the steel chicken, the lead chicken and the silver. So for the silver, it's the bone white and the iron, which you can see in the file. And then for the lead and the steel, you put the iron with the coal and you have a chance to get the coal egg, the iron egg, and also the steel or the lead egg. So if you want to use chickens for this method, you can just breed the steel chicken, use the quick chicken trick, or just breed a lot of steel chickens. So you're going to need a lot of steel to make the upgrades for the mob fans and the mob masher that we're going to make. But what I can do is, we've got our chickens. We can also make steel with the alloy smelter, as I explained earlier. We've got our cow in a jar. And the main focus of this episode is going to be finishing those mob farms. So we can actually have wither skeletons and ghasts spawning, which give us access to another level of resources. Now to do that, we need to use witch water. So I've got 2 buckets ready, and we made it in the previous episode so that we had it ready for now. So first things first, let's make our mob fans. It's just stone slabs, iron ingots and redstone, and we're using the fans because we can upgrade the range on these to cover our entire farm, and also because they are a bit faster than the green vector plates that we had previously. The higher level vector plates are the fastest you can get, but we're not there yet because we need to get some touch of evils, which we'll be able to start getting from this mob farm when we're killing the wither skeletons. So let's make these. I know I'm going to need probably 6. We might need more later, but that's enough for now. We also need to make upgrades because by themselves these things only will push mobs in a single line. So I've made an area here because you can make them up to 3 by 3. So this is 3 and 3 and 3 and 3. But if we don't upgrade them, they'll only push mobs in this one line that they're facing. When we upgrade them, they'll actually cover this whole area and they'll push everything into this corner over here. So if we make those upgrades, we just need aluminium blocks and aluminium rods. So I've got blocks and rods ready. We can have 3 per mob fan. So I'm going to actually make, well, I'll make 15 here because I know that I've got 4 in here and I'm going to put 1 in our squid farm. We can get rid of the aluminium now. We're also going to make height and width upgrades, which is iron blocks, iron rods. So let's get the iron rods out and the iron blocks, and you should have a lot of this if you've been following the automatic sieving method that I showed you, and the hammering. And for the rods, you just put 2 of the ingot together to make the rod. So let's make these upgrades. Same thing, we need 3 per fan, so we might as well make 15. And the final part, if I just get rid of those, are the distance upgrades. By default, I think the fans have a distance of 5 or 6. We can add 10 blocks of distance onto that, and that will completely cover our mob farm. But this is what we need the steel rods for, because we need to make 10 of these, which per fan, which means we need 50 steel blocks and I can't even count. 4 times 1 times 10, 40 times 5, 200. Yes, we need 200 steel rods. So I haven't got all of them yet, which is why we've got our chicken working away. But we can actually make some more because we only need 40 of those steel blocks. So let's get some of these steel rods made and we can get these fans fully powered up. We're also going to need levers, so I've made some levers because you need to turn the fans on and off. So let's make some upgrades. If we've got at least, oh, we got 31 for now. Can we make some more? 41. So there we go. That'll be enough for this, and while we wait for this steel chicken to lay more eggs, to lay more steel, we can finish off this one. So you can just click the upgrades into the fans if you right click them. Then we need to add our witch water, so I'm going to put it in this corner here, which is why I left the blocked. Although I don't actually need that to be an empty hole. I put the glass away already, so I guess I'll just put the witch water for now up there. So we're going to push the mobs into this corner. And this is actually a bit risky right now. Be careful when you touch the witch water, you actually get damaged and you can't see very much. So we're going to push the mobs into that corner. I should have actually put that in last. Because I need to get over there now, so let me just fix my error. So we need to get our mob masher in here. So let me make that first before we do this. So the mob masher is what's going to kill the monsters and also give us experience, mob heads and looting. This is why we're using the mob masher, because we can upgrade it to a very high level so that it gives us a lot of drops. To do this you need to make diamond spikes, iron spikes and just basic redstone gear and iron. diamond spikes, swords, diamonds and block of diamonds, iron spikes, iron swords and block of iron. So we have the swords ready. We're going to need to make our diamond spikes. I know that I'm going to need 6, and which means we need diamond and block of diamond. So let's just get that in here. We need to make 4 diamond spikes. So we don't actually need 6. We only need to do 3. And we need to make also iron spikes. So let's do the same thing with this. We need 6 iron spikes. So we need to make this twice. We're missing 1 sword. We have it in here. Now we need to make our 2 mob mashers. And what we'll need to do is make the upgrades for these as well. So if I stick the mob masher in the corner, this is where they're all going to be blown to, and that is where it's going to kill the monsters. And let me make sure I don't have any empty slots. And if you right click on the mob masher, just as if you right clicked on the fans, you can see the spaces for the upgrades. So first things first, I'm just going to clear this a tiny bit. I need the steel rods later. We will make our sharpness upgrades. So we need 4 more swords, block of redstone and iron nuggets. So we can make 10 of these. So we actually want to make 20 of them. Which means we need 20 blocks of redstone and 80 iron swords and 80 nuggets. So this is the slow part actually, because we need to make a lot of swords, and swords are a bit of a pain. We also need the gold nuggets, so let me make some of those, and then we can get the... oh, that definitely didn't need that many. So let's just put some of these away. There we go. So we need to make iron swords now as well, but we can... we don't need the glass at the moment. We do need the sticks for the swords. So here, I don't know how many swords that is, 3, 6, 7. And we need a block of redstone, which I have in my bag. So because we're just going to do 1 for now, I'm going to make 10 of these. And when we do the second mob farm, I will do the next 10. So there we go. Another one. Now we need 2 more swords. It's probably ideal. It's probably more ideal if you make all of the swords beforehand and have an inventory that you can just pull them from to keep doing this. Because this way it seems like it's a little bit slow. Let's just get lots of ingots, lots of swords, then make this again. Then we need swords again. And we need this again. Swords. Or you can do this if you just use the tweaks that they have. You can press R to quickly make everything if you already have the resources in your inventory. And if you need 4, if you leave 5 swords, then every time you'll be left with 1 that you can craft again without needing to type anything in. So we've got our 10 mob masher upgrades here. We're going to need some more, but for now that will be enough. That's enough for 1 to max out 1 mob masher. We also want to make the looting upgrades, which are a lot easier. You just need lapis and block of redstone and gold nuggets. So I'm actually going to make another 3 blocks of redstone, or a few more than that, so that we can make these all in one go. And the lapis I believe I already have in my bag. Yes, I do. What are we missing? We're missing gold nuggets. We made way too many of those, so I know we definitely have gold nuggets. So now we have our maximum looting upgrades. Then we can add smite, beheading, and anything else that we'd want to add just to give it even more damage to kill the mobs quicker. The quicker we push the mobs to it, the quicker it kills, the more that can spawn and repeat that process. So for beheading, we would just need to make iron helmets, golden helmets, which are just the standard recipe, and put them with block of redstone as well. So we need 10 more blocks of redstone. For the moment, I'm just going to put these 2 in, and we will make the other upgrades after that. We now have our mob masher in place. we have our fans ready. I need to close the area off because I don't want to have any mobs escaping. So let me just quickly run and grab this. We can close that because we don't need that there. We can put our witch water now and run away so we don't touch it and get up here very quickly. There we go. After that, we will need to turn on all of the mob fans. And actually, I'm going to need to go back in there anyway because I'm a bit special and I've left the torches. Let me clean these up. Then for each of the mob fans, as I said before, we need to turn them on. To do that, you use your levers. Just stick a lever on the back or one block next to it, same with any kind of redstone device, and then turn the lever on. So now we know the fan is on, and I need to get around here to turn this one on. So to turn these two on. So let's just make ourselves a pathway quickly. And do not fall off. So we can stick our lever on there, turn that on as well. We already have the upgrades. Our fans are on. Just double checking. So our mob farm is now complete, except that we want to upgrade that mob masher. There isn't something yet. Good. There's nothing down there now. We want to upgrade the mob masher with beheading, smite, bane of arthropods. We want to add all the upgrades in so it kills everything that comes through as quickly as it can. We also want to put one in here, so I am going to grab our mob fan. We should have more still. Yeah, we've got three, and I need the distance upgrades. So if I do mob again, the distance with the steel rods and the blocks of steel. So we need 10 of those, and if I remember, we have steel rods already, but we do need the blocks of steel. So we need, we actually have enough because we have 17. So let's make another 10 of those. So we can stick in our mob fan. So what we're going to do is we're going to blow the squid directly down, which hopefully they won't be squid at this point. Then we're going to try and turn them into ghasts by pushing them into witch water. And the thing is, because they won't be squids anymore, more squids can spawn and turn into more ghasts. And you'll see the speed that this actually works at is very quickly. The only thing you have to be aware of is if you don't give enough space for those ghasts to spawn, they will actually escape your mob spawn. Or you have to block it off so that can't happen. So let's get down here. I want my mob fan underneath. As I said, I want it underneath. I'm not sure why it's not pointing directly down. And I also... I know where that's gone. Wondering where... Ooh. No, that's glass. Tricking myself. Wondering where these are disappearing to, because I've got silk touch and there's no way they would go anywhere else, but... Obviously the collector is working as it should be working. And here I don't even need to jump, I can just, okay. Or normally I don't need to jump, I can just walk across in a straight line and I should get there. Yeah. And what I can do if this one doesn't work is I can actually... Yeah, of course, now it will work. Right, stick these across and I'm going to turn the squid into ghast at the very end. So they're going to be blown down. And then I'm going to stick some witch water just there, which means I should probably put one more mob fan up there as well. We can make, what we can do is I want to stick one more mob fan up there. So let's get this. And that's not going to work like that. I have a step ladder. What am I doing? Let's use the step ladder. then we can jump on top of the block. So we need to put one more here. So if we go 1, 2, 3, it's going to be actually in this one directly. That's why I made the hole originally. Can get rid of that for now as well. Can put the upgrades in that we made and stick the lever on it. We can even turn that on for now. Don't need to worry about that. We want to stick the other fan here. Really though, we want that to have a little bit of space, because we're going to have the ghasts. Yeah, we're going to have the witch water there. So we'll stick the mob fan here and we'll just use our wrench to turn it around. And should see the back of it, and then we know it's there. That's great. Put the lever, turn it on. We can put the upgrades in even though it's already on, and we don't need to turn it off and on to change that. And obviously our stepladder's now gone into this, and you can see from opening all the epic loot bags we have a lot of new resources that I need to add to the filter, and then we can change it over to the legendary bags. So you can see the fans are actually on and running. So the next thing that we want to do is and hopefully, yeah, that's not going to push me off, so that's alright. We want to stick our mob masher down here, because the same thing as the fans, we need to turn it on. And the ghasts are quite big, so we should be able to just stick it on this side. We don't really need to add any upgrades to it, but I will do at some point anyway. And obviously the fan is going to stop me from moving now. But we can get out this way. There we go. And then we can just close that up. The reason we do that is to push the ghasts down and into our mob masher. And then we actually need to change that block into something not glass, as well as that block into something not glass. Otherwise we won't be able to turn it on. For the moment I will put wood there, although it doesn't look right, so I will change that into something else. But this is just so that we can turn the mob masher on. You can see it spinning around, and we can turn that one on as well, and you can see that spinning around in there. So both of those farms are now working, except that I've missed one thing here. So can I just walk? No, I can't. That's one block too high. But the slimy boots let me bounce straight back up. Alright. So you're just gonna watch me jump for a little while till I get this right. Oh god. Alright. No, you're not. I am gonna just put a block. Not there. I will put a lever on afterwards. So let's do that. As I was saying, the thing that I've missed is actually the witch water, because otherwise we won't turn anything into a ghast. So let's stick it on the end there. Let's put our glass. So now any squid being pushed along and either landing in the bottom pool there or being pushed through that will turn into a ghast, and our mob masher will then kill the ghast and we'll collect the drops. Something that you're going to want to do when you do this as well, and I'm going to do this up top now, is actually make a sound muffler, because those ghasts will drive you crazy with all the noises they make. To do that, you just need any wall and a note block. So we will make our sound mufflers just like we did for the chicken farm. We'll stick one in the middle and we'll stick another one up top, just so that we don't hear any of those noises. And what I've done in between, because I wanted the ghasts to escape and I had to fight it, I've just extended this out with blocks as far as we can so that they can't escape, because sometimes they'll push each other out. And there's a mob farm on the right side, which means it won't be pushed in that direction. But because there was nothing on the left, one of them actually was pushed out because they spawned so quickly that somehow they glitched through the blocks. So I just extended this out so that should stop that from happening. And we'll stick another noise muffler up here. Both of these are on and working. So our ghast farm is complete and should be soundless now. I can't hear anything. I can't even hear myself placing or breaking the blocks, which is a bit weird, but it works. Last bit we need to do on this is add our experience in. So let me tick off. We've done our mob fans. We've upgraded them. We've done our mob masher. We've upgraded it. We've done our ghast farm. We've got our wither skeleton farm. We just need to add beheading onto the mob masher, which will be easily craftable. Now we need to make our experience obelisk. So to do that, we just mix soul sand with gold because we need to make solarium. So we've been getting soul sand for a while now. So if I just grab a bit of this. Is that real? Yes, it's real. Now that should not have escaped. What is going on? Oh, come on. Alright, I'm going to have to fight this one. I don't have any ranged weapon. There we go. He took a hit. He shouldn't have escaped. I don't know what's happened there, but it looks like another one's escaped. What is going on? Two of them came out the front, so it looks like he's trying to push it out the front now instead. I'm just going to add even... Oh god, I hope I didn't look at him before he dropped. Yeah, I'm going to add one more layer onto this. That should stop them glitching out the front of it as well. I hope. Because we don't really want any more of those things attacking us while we're working. And I need to get an ender tether, which I actually should have from our loot bags. If I can have a look. And actually I've even got wither dust and drops of evil in here. So that's good. It's been killing wither skeletons already. Very quickly it's working. I'm sure I should have ender tethers in here from our loot bags. No. Alright, so we may need to make an ender tether. Which is just an unstable ender pearl with obsidian and a redstone torch. Which we can also put that now. So let's just grab some of that wither dust. So we've already got all of this coming from our skeletons. Means we can grab an ender pearl as well. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. Actually eat some food. So that ghast hurt more than it should have. We can grab some obsidian as well. And we've got a redstone torch on us. So if we make our unstable ender pearl, then we make our ender tether. This will stop anyone and anything transporting itself within the area. And while we're here, we can do what we were actually going to do originally. Don't look at him. Which is to make some of that solarium. So let me just put away all this metal. I didn't actually need anywhere near as much as I thought I was going to. I just had it ready just in case. We can stick some gold with some soul sand in our alloy smelter. And that will start to make our solarium, because for our experience obelisk, we're going to need that. Experience obelisk. And for our experience vacuum. So we'll need solariums to make the obelisk. We'll need solariums to make the rod. And then we'll need a pulsating crystal to make the XP vacuum. And the pulsating crystal is just pulsating nuggets with diamond. So I should have some pulsating iron over here, which means I can make pulsating nuggets. Can stick a diamond with it in the middle, and we've got our vibrant crystal, I think it is. Pulsating crystal, vibrant is the next tier. Then we can stick that with our experience rod, which we also need our energetic alloy, which we made before, and I should have already in my bag. And I'll leave it to rain this time because it's going to kill that enderman, which is great for me. This is going to take a little while, so while we wait for that, let me grab a little bit more of it. Put it in there. Let's go and stick our ender tether. This will stop anything, including us, from teleporting. So if we just stick it... Ooh, where can we put it? Down here. The endermen that get damaged now will not be able to teleport away, and I believe witch water counts like water, which is probably why it was out and not in pain. And it's hiding under our tree farm, so if I look at it now, see if I can get it to try and fight me in the rain. There we go. Is it going to just stay hidden, or did that kill it? No, it teleported. Yeah, so that would have teleported away because it touched the witch water, but now we have our ender tether down. It won't be able to. And you can see this is killing ghasts as well very quickly, and they're not being pushed out the front anymore, which is great. So we need to make that experience obelisk. And I'm going to quickly put the rain back to clear. I think that got rid of that Enderman for us, so I don't have to worry. We can make 2 experience rods. Now what you want to do is you actually want to first make the XP vacuum, because you need to activate it with experience. And it's going to take... Oh god, the ghast is out again, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to need to modify this, otherwise we're just going to have to practice hitting these things back at the ghasts. So I need to put another layer on the front of that so they don't glitch out the front either. That you can see, you really need to... You need to give them no space to spawn outside of it, otherwise that can happen. I guess if I do that, should that stop it completely? Right, as I was saying, if you need to make the vacuum, XP vacuum first. This will suck up all the experience in an area around it, but only after you activate it. Now, if you shift and right click on it, you will use some of your experience to turn it on. Now it's activated, you can use the second experience rod to make your experience obelisk, which just needs 3 solarium and a machine chassis, which needs a basic capacitor. I believe, because I accidentally threw away my golden bag and deleted it, I'm going to probably have to make a capacitor. Which means, let's go through this. Machine chassis, just iron, iron bars, capacitor, capacitors, copper nugget, redstone and gold. Let's grab some redstone. We've already got gold nuggets. We need copper nuggets. So then we should be able to make our basic capacitor. Then we should be able to make our machine frame. If we make some iron bars, which are nice and easy. There we go. We need one more. Of course we need one more iron bar. We have more than enough of that, so that's okay. Then we can make... we need 2 more solarium, but that should have been cooked up already. There we go. So we've got our experience obelisk, and this is what will allow us to take experience from the mob farm when it's gathered it. So, oh god, I've got an enderman there that I've just looked at as well. He shouldn't have been able to teleport out, so I wonder what he's doing there. Maybe he's from somewhere. He shouldn't be able to. Yes, he keeps trying to teleport now, and he's teleporting to the tether. So actually, I'm a bit special. That ender tether needs to be inside the mob farm, next to the mob masher. So I will just put that in between on the next episode, because you can see every time it teleports, it's going to teleport itself to there, and we're going to have to kill it otherwise. So I will move the ender tether inside the mob farm, and I'll just sit it next to the mob masher, so it will keep teleporting itself into its death. We'll stick the experience obelisk on top of the XP vacuum. So here we can store levels. We can store all of our experience, and we can also take it back. So we've got 51 levels at the moment stored. This will also interact directly with that, so we can say I want you to pull the experience from here. It should automatically push it, but that also makes sure that happens. So we have our ghast farm, and hopefully we've blocked the ghasts now from escaping on both sides. We have our wither skeleton farm, but we need to upgrade our mob masher with beheading, and we need to move the ender tether inside. So I've I've moved the tether inside, so it drops directly onto the witch water and the mob masher, so the enderman will teleport and they'll end up at the tether and drop back down and get hurt again. I've also made all of the upgrades for the mob farm, so this includes the fire aspect, the smite, the arthropods and the beheading for the mob masher. Each one just needs a block of redstone and something specific, which we have all of these resources already, so very easy to make, which means this mob masher will work at a very fast pace right now. And I also made some upgrades for the one in our ghast farm, so that it kills those ghasts and gives them even less chance to try and glitch out through the wall. We're getting wither drops, which is great. We can even make a wither farm now because we have solarium if we wanted to. We also have lots and lots of metals coming in for our sieving because we've got a lot of enchantment. So in between I also enchanted every single one of these meshes because we're getting loads of experience come through. With next episode we will do some farming with Inferium so we can progress through the achievements. But I hope this was informative. I hope you've learned a lot. On the top is the most recent episode from me. It may not be this series, but if you like this, you might like that. On the right is the next episode in the playlist, which should be the Inferium farming, and on the left is the previous one, so you can follow through. In the middle is me. If you like, click on me, like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Give me some feedback, guys. I do this for you, and I hope it's interesting. Take care. Bye-bye.